Hello all, I hope you're all keeping well. Firstly, apologies for my absence from the channel. It's been over 4 weeks now. No camp, no video. I shall explain all later on. I'm up in North Wales today and I'm in the lower half of Eryri National Park and I'm in the Rhinogs. I did have a big hike planned for today, but things have not gone to plan. So for now, we're going to head up on top of there, Rhinog Fawr. I'm going to have a look for somewhere to camp. There's a lot of rough terrain in this area, and because I was planning a big hike, I haven't brought Toby with me. I know I'm missing him already. I really wish he was with me, but I don't think his legs would be able to take this sort of terrain. So we'll get going now, and I shall see you on the top of that mountain. Rhinogs are a very quiet area of a national park. It's a Saturday today. There's a few walkers out, but not many at all. It's very peaceful. And look at these views. This beautiful little town, it's actually a nice spot to camp. There's an area there where you could pitch a tent for the night. This is called Llyn. I think I'm going to fill my bladder bag up here. I've only got 2 litres of water with me, so I'll fill that up now, make sure I've got enough water for tonight. I do love a good dry stone wall, and you really should appreciate the physical labour I must have gone into building these. Just look how far that runs up there. I'm really enjoying this climb. You've got to put a bit of work in to get on top of here. I'll just take a look at these views. Absolutely stunning. It's very difficult to stick to the path on this route. It just vanishes in places. We've got one final push on top of there now to the summit, which has a trig point on top. These rocks are the reason I didn't bring Toby with me today. He could quite easily injure himself. Also, the impact on his joints from climbing these rocks, it wouldn't have been very good for him. That hard work paid off. These views are just incredible. Take a look at this. What a beautiful spot. It's totally still. The sun's setting there in the distance and it's casting its last light on the mountains. Over there, that's Rhinog Fawr. This is absolute bliss. There's not a soul in sight. I've got the mountain to myself. With it being a Saturday, I bet it's an absolute circus show up at Rhydfa right now. This is nice and peaceful. This is how I like it. Right, I'm going to tuck in to my giant sized strawberries. I worked up quite a first climbing up here today. The temperature's dropping rapidly. I'm expecting wind chills to drop down to -6 tonight, so I'm getting all my warm gear on now. I've bought these little insulation pouches off Amazon to keep my batteries and my soya squeeze in. As cold as it is, I've got to stay outside and make the most of this sunset. Over there, in that direction, that's Rhinog Bay and Harlech. You can't quite see it now, but when it was lit up by the sun earlier, there's some great views of Cadair Idris. It's so cold. I'm in the tent, in my sleeping bag, feet warmers on, hand warmers in my pockets. It's absolutely freezing. So I'm going to make some food now, warm myself up. I've got a nice bit of homemade Irish stew for tonight. That sky is something else. What a beautiful sight. It's been a while since I've enjoyed a good sunset. In the past few weeks, the weather has changed for the better. It's a shame I haven't been able to get out and enjoy it. But if you live in the UK, Wales especially, you'll know the weather forecast for the past 2 years has been rain with the occasional sunny spell once every few months. And the reason I haven't been out the past 4 weeks, the first 2 weeks, I had a much needed rest and spent some time in Marianne, and the previous 2 weeks from now I've been packed ready to go on 2 separate occasions, and something has come up and I've had to cancel my plans last minute. So fingers crossed we'll get some more of this good weather and we'll be able to get out and enjoy some nice camps. Nice bit of Irish stew, just what we need on a cold night like tonight. And a nice bit of crusty sourdough to dip in there. I've been laying off the alcohol and I wasn't going to bring anything with me tonight, and I made a last minute decision to put a little bit of whiskey inside my hip flask. You've got to have a nice little treat now and again, haven't you? I'm glad I brought it with me now. It's a Talisker 10-year-old and it's a strong peated whiskey. And so I'll put a nice bit of fire inside my belly. And I've brought a couple of Welsh cakes with me tonight. Wild about Wales, and it's the first time I've had Welsh cakes on the channel. They taste so good. If you've never tried Welsh cakes and you ever visit Wales, you've got to give them a try. But don't go buying the packeted ones from the shops. You've got to get them fresh from a bakery, hot off a stove, and you've got to have them with a cup of tea, or in this case, whiskey. That's a real good combo. Welsh cakes and whiskey. And I've got to say, I'm really missing Toby. It's just not the same without him. But you saw how tough our terrain was on the way in, all those rocks. There's no way I could have dragged him across there. And I did have a big hike planned for up here today, maybe 15 or 20 miles. There's a few places I wanted to visit, and I was hoping to finish off on top of Rhinog Fawr and camp on top of there. I had an early night last night, and because I'm an early riser, I usually wake up at 5. I didn't bother setting the alarm, and I slept right through till 9:30. I was probably exhausted from work, so my whole day just went pear-shaped from there on. So I'll come back up here within the next couple of months, and I'll do the hike that I had planned, because there's a lot of places around here that I want to explore. I've come outside for a little walk around, and I look up at the night sky. A beautiful clear night and a lot of stars up there. I can see a bit of frost starting to form on the tent. While I'm here with my glass of whiskey, I like to give someone's channel a plug. It's a very good friend of mine. His name's Daz. We served in the army together. We go back a long way. We first met in Hong Kong 35 years ago. We were in the same platoon. In fact, we were in the same room. We were roommates starting off. But he's starting a van life channel. He's just sold his house, and he's going to be taking off with his partner Libby and their 2 dogs, Molly and Tinker, and they're going off grid to live in their vans. So they're going to be travelling all around Great Britain, and they've got plans to travel to France, Greece, Portugal and Spain. So it sounds like quite an adventure. Now, we don't usually say nice things about each other because that's how we are, but he's a great guy and he gets up to all sorts of adventures, and I reckon he'll be a great channel once he gets going. So if that's your kind of thing, van life, I'll put a link up in the description, and I put the name of the channel up at the bottom of the screen there. It's called Tin Box Life. Or even if you just want to help out, head over and give him a sub. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Daz, Libby, best of luck to you both. Oh, there's one more shout out. Steve Oak, I know you're watching. Happy retirement. Put your feet up and enjoy, buddy. What a beautiful night it's been. I woke at 4:30. It's just coming up to 5:30 now. We've got a full moon going on. I just had a quick look at my night lapse, and that moon lit everything up last night. It's really cold. I'll show you the tent. We've got a bit of frost formed on there. And I've been having a walk around this morning, and everything's covered in this frost and it's glistening. It really is a beautiful morning. Looks like we may have a nice sunrise this morning as well. But I'm going to get back at that tent now. I've only been out here a few minutes and I can't feel my hands have gone numb. So we get a nice coffee on the go and warm up. That's a nice coffee and much needed. The sun will be coming up soon, so we'll finish this coffee and we'll head outside. Hopefully we'll have a nice sunrise to watch. What a glorious morning. It doesn't get much better than this. For those of you that are not too familiar with the geography of Wales, I know there's a few people from overseas who watch the channel. To give you an idea of where I am, so like I've already said, I'm in North Wales and I'm on the west coast. And out there, that's the Eryri Sea. And can you see that peninsula that juts out into the sea? That's Llyn Peninsula. Myself, Marianne and Toby hiked that last year. It's absolutely stunning. We've got some videos of that up. So in that direction is Ireland, and past the tip of Llyn Peninsula in that direction is Dublin. That's me packed up. I've left the area as I found it. Pick your shit up and take it home. I'm going to walk a different route back to the car this morning and head down the southern slopes of this summit. So we'll take a walk down there now and we'll go explore. There's a beautiful bit of cloud inversion going on over there. Let's go and take a look. These views are just incredible. If it wasn't for the fact that I've got work tomorrow, I'd probably stay here for a few more hours and go exploring. So I can see a track down there that will take us off the summit. We'll head down there now and start making a descent. I didn't have breakfast this morning. I'm getting hungry. I need energy. Luckily, I've got this pouch of energy foods in there. King Majul dates stuffed with peanut butter and walnuts. The Rhinogs are most definitely for the more experienced walkers, and you will need a map read in this area. I have been pulling a map out now and again to make sure I'm on track. Right, while I'm here, the pronunciation of the Rhinogs. I've heard a lot of people say the Rhinogs. I've always thought it's the Rhinogs. I've heard so many people calling them the Rhinogs. And on my way here yesterday, I stopped and I was chatting to a local couple, and they're Welsh speakers. I'm not a Welsh speaker, as a lot of you will know, and they were saying it's the Rhinogs. So fingers crossed I've got it right. The track I want to be on to get back to the car is just down there, but to get to it I've got to walk all the way along this path, make a descent down to the track, get on it, and I've got to walk all the way up here. So I'm seriously considering just making a descent straight down there. It's a bit of a gamble because this terrain is terrible. Let's give it a go, see how it works out. That was tough going, but it saved me a lot of distance and a lot of time. And did I say track back up there? I think I meant to say path, and a path it is, a pretty non-existent one. I was starting to get fed up of that so-called path then. That terrain is terrible, and looking at the map I thought I had quite a way to go on it yet. But I've just got here now, and we've got this gate and we've got this nice track to walk along. It feels so nice to have sunshine on my face. Let's hope we have a good summer this year. That nice path I was on, it suddenly stopped and it runs through this forestry block. It's a lot of bog and marsh. We had our options, a track, it kind of goes back up there and down, adding a lot of distance. So I nearly gave this a miss because it was horrendous starting off. It's not looking too bad now. I'm just hoping this will get me back to the car with no problems. This route is very boggy. I'm getting a lot of obstacles getting thrown in the way, mainly fallen trees. Bollocks. That was fun. I'm back on the main track now. That will take me back to the car. It's not too far and it's nice, easy walking. So I think I'll call it a day and wrap the video up. I don't think I'm going to get out next week. I've got a walk organised with my army mates. We're going to do a big walk on the weekends and head to a pub afterwards for a nice Sunday dinner. I'm quite looking forward to it. Now, this has been a great camp and I've really enjoyed it. And I will be getting back up here to explore some more up there. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do us a favour, as usual, could you leave a comment and please give it a thumbs up. I'd be very grateful. Thank you all. Hopefully I'll catch you soon.